I'd like to welcome you to the Appalachian Sunday morning. That's Southbound, and once again I'd like to welcome you to the Appalachian Sunday morning. This is Danny Hensley, your program and station host, and here's the group Sisters.
Master, Redeemer, Savior of the world, wonderful Counselor, bright morning star, Lily of the valley, provider and friend. He was yesterday, he'll be tomorrow, the beginning and end. And the angel called him Jesus, born of the Virgin. Mary called him Jesus, but I call him Lord. Jehovah Messiah, mighty God and King, bread of life. He's the lasting word of the love that I see. Light in shall run dry. And the angel called him Jesus, born of a virgin. Mary called him Jesus, but I call him Lord. And the angel called him Jesus, born of a virgin. Mary called him Jesus, but I call him Lord. Jehovah Messiah is
My hope is in the Lord, who gave himself for me and paid the price for all my sin at Calvary. For me, he died. For me, he lives, and everlasting life and light he freely gives. No merit of my own, his anger to suppress. My only hope is found in Jesus' righteousness. For me, he died. For me, he lives, and everlasting life and light he freely gives. And now for me he stands before the Father's throne. He shows his wounded hands and claims me as his own. His grace has planned it all. 'Tis mine but to believe, to recognize his work of love and Christ receive. For me, he died. For me, he lives, and everlasting life and light he freely gives.
Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine shining afar through shadows dim, giving the light for those who long have gone, guiding the wise men on their way unto the place where Jesus lay. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Oh, beautiful star, of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawn. Give us a light to guide the way unto the land of perfect day. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Oh, beautiful star, the hope of light, guiding the pilgrims through the night, over the mountains till the break of dawn, into the light of perfect day. It will give out a lovely ray. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawn. Give us a light to guide the way unto the land of perfect day. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Oh, beautiful star, the hope of rest for the redeemed, the good and the blessed, yonder in glory when the crown is won. Jesus is now the star divine, brighter and brighter he will shine. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory dawn. Give us a light to guide the way unto the land of perfect day. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shine on, shine on.
Chosen Road, a great song. I love that tune, Star of Bethlehem. That's off of their new Appalachian Christmas project. Came out the end of October, according to my notes. Jacob Underwood in that set as well with his title track off of My Hope is in the Lord. And Sisters kicked that set off of their Sing Joy project. That's their Christmas project from a couple of years back. I Call Him Lord, the name of the tune. We got the Simmons Family, Three Bridges, and one off the new Becky Isaacs Bowman project coming up in the next set. I try to come to you every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. for 2 hours of my favorite picks. Here's the Simmons Family with Grand Homecoming.
Jesus said, if I go away, I'm gonna come back again someday to receive you unto myself. There shall you be. So I'm watching and I'm waiting for that grand homecoming day when Jesus will come and catch his bride away. He's gonna break through the eastern sky and take us to that home on the other side. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. When I sit around the throne, look upon his face, the one who saved me by his marvelous grace. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. When I sit around the throne, look upon his face, the one who saved me by his marvelous grace. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. When I sit around the throne, look upon his face, the one who saved me by his marvelous grace.
What a grand homecoming.
What a grand homecoming. What a grand homecoming that's gonna be. That's gonna be.
In the stars his handiwork I see. On the wind he speaks with majesty. Though he ruleth over land and sea, what is that to me? I will celebrate nativity, for it has a place in history. Sure, he came to set his people free. What is that to me? Till by faith I met him face to face, and I felt the wonder of his grace. Then I knew that he was more than just a God who didn't care, who lived away out there, and now he walks beside me day by day, ever watching o'er me lest I stray, helping me to find that narrow way. He's everything to me. Till by faith I met him face to face, and I felt the wonder of his grace. Then I knew that he was more than just a God who didn't care, who lived away out there, and now he walks beside me day by day, ever watching o'er me lest I stray, helping me to find that narrow way. He's everything to me.
Long ago and far away, life was clear. Close your eyes. Remember is a place from long ago. Remember, filled with everything you know. Remember, when you're sad and feeling down. Remember, turn around. Remember, life is just a memory. Remember, Close your eyes and you can see. Remember, think of all that life can be. Remember, dream. Love is only in a dream. Remember, life is never as it seems. Love is only in a dream. Remember, remember, life is never as it seems. Long ago and far away, life was clear. Close your eyes.
Interesting tune. That's off the new Becky Isaacs Bowman project, and her new project self-titled. That tune featured Ron Block, Levi, and Jacob Bowman. And we had Three Bridges in that set as well. I really like the tune. It's called He's Everything to Me, off the Hymns and Classics Renewed project. And the Simmons Family kicked that set off a Grand Homecoming. That's off of their latest Holding On. We've got the Nun Sisters, have the Group Sisters, and Kelly Crabb all coming up for you in the next set. Here's the Nun Sisters with Goodness of God.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. a country where no twilight shadows deepen, unending day where night will never be, a city where no storm clouds ever gather. Oh, this is just what heaven means to me. What will it be when we get over yonder and join the throng around the glassy sea? We'll join our loved ones and crown Christ forever. Oh, this is just what heaven means to me. And when at last I see the face of Jesus, before whose image other loves all flee, and when they crown him Lord of all, I'll be there. Oh, this is just what heaven means to me. What will it be when we get over yonder and join the throng around the glassy sea? We'll join our loved ones and crown Christ forever. Oh, this is just what heaven means to me. We'll join our loved ones and crown Christ forever. Oh, this is just what heaven means to me.
You deserve the glory and the honor. Lord, we lift our hands in worship and we bless your holy name. You deserve the glory and the honor. Lord, we lift our hands in worship and we bless your holy name. For you are great, you do miracles so great. There is no one else like you. There is no one else like you. For you are great, you do miracles so great. There is no one else like you. There is no
That's Kelly Crabb. I think she is one great singer. That was You Deserve the Glory was the name. And that's off her new project. This Is My Song. A great singer. Sisters, off of their classic collection, we have the old hymn, This Is Just What Heaven Means to Me. Love their harmony blends. The Nun Sisters kicked that set off with Goodness of God. That's off of their latest called How Saved I Am. They do a wonderful job as well. We got Marvin and Vernell Morrow coming up. Let's see. This is off their project Stand for Old Glory and Kneel at the Cross. The Williamsons coming up and Daughters of Calvary. The Daughters of Calvary latest called Why Worry. They've got a great harmony blend as well. Here's Marvin and Vernell Morrow with I Found Grace.
Lord, I come before your throne, a begging sinner, with old Satan on my back, and he's whispering, why do you even bother asking? There's no way someone like you could get in. But I found mercy, I found grace, I found someone had already took my place. My debt was paid, my sins erased. Helpless and searching for the sin in my life that took control. On the edge of the cliff of destruction, one more step and I would lose my soul. But I found mercy, I found grace, I found someone had already took my place. My debt was paid, my sins erased. I found victory, my debt was paid, my sins erased. I found victory, I found grace. I found victory, I found grace.
The story of Jesus is precious to me. I cherish each word, every line. From Bethlehem's manger to my heart every time. But sometimes my human mind seems to forget the power contained on each page. But the same God who did all those miracles then is answering prayers here today. He heals, He delivers, He still saves all sinners. He's the same God that He was back then. This message is binding, so when I need reminding, I just go read it again. Day after day I have studied His Word, yet somehow it never grows old. This message unchanging made changes in me. It rescued my heart and my very soul. He heals, He delivers, He still saves all sinners. He's the same God that He was back then. This message is binding, so when I need reminding, I just go read it again. There's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Oh, but that's not the ending. His story lives on. His story lives on. Oh, He heals, He delivers, He still saves those sinners. He's the same God that He was back then. This message is binding, so when I need reminding, I just go read it again. This message is binding, so when I need reminding, I just go read it again. Oh,
Daughters of Calvary off their latest, Thank You, Dear Jesus. The Williamsons in that set as well. Great tune. Read It Again is the name of the song. And Above Everything is the name of the project. And Marvin and Vernell Morrow kicked that set off with I Found a Grace. That's off of their project. Stand for Old Glory and Kneel at the Cross. Well, you're listening, of course, to Southern Branch Bluegrass and Gospel Music Radio. This is Danny Hensley, your program and station host. Here's a song featuring Kelly Monroe and Carson Wagner.
If you feel like hope is gone and morning's light will never come, and you're barely holding on, He will carry you. When it's nothing like you've planned, you feel like no one understands, just reach out with empty hands. He will carry you. He will carry you. He will carry you. You can fall in the arms of Jesus. He will carry you. You don't have to hold on to the weight of all you're going through. All He's asking you to do is let Him carry you. He will carry you. He will carry you. You can fall in the arms of Jesus. He will carry you. He will carry you. He will carry you. When you can't take a step 'cause you got nothing left, He will carry you. If you're lost and all alone, trying to make it on your own, child, stop running, please come home. He will carry you. He will carry you. He will carry you. You can fall in the arms of Jesus. He will carry you. He will carry you. He will carry you. When you can't take a step 'cause you got nothing left, He will carry you. When you can't take a step 'cause you got nothing left, He will carry you. Battered, bruised, and broken on the battlefield of life, but words best left unspoken, unreal, untrue, unkind. promises forgotten, amends never made. Lord, release me from the bondage of the bruise left yesterday. Lord, I need a healing deep down in my heart. Take the pain that I am feeling from the bruised and battered parts. Although no one can see them, the wounds are just as sharp from the memory still repeating. Lord, I need a healing. Though I long for understanding, the reason slipped my grasp. There's no rhyme and there's no reason for the questions that I ask. But I know that help is coming from the one who surely can. So I find strength in the arrival of his precious holy hands. Lord, I need a healing deep down in my heart. Take the pain that I am feeling from the bruised and battered parts. Although no one can see them, the wounds are just as sharp from the memory still repeating. Lord, I need a healing. Lord, I need a healing deep down in my heart. Take the pain that I am feeling from the bruised and battered parts. Although no one can see them, the wounds are just as sharp from the memory still repeating. Lord, I need a healing from the memory still repeating. Lord, I need a healing.
Prince of Peace. Israel walked in darkness when Isaiah prophesied a child would be born and a son would be given, and the government would be on his shoulder. Who is this king who reigns in righteousness? His name shall be called Wonderful, Wonderful, and his name shall be called Counselor, Counselor, Mighty God, Mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. His name shall be called Wonderful, Wonderful, and his name shall be called Counselor, Counselor, Mighty God, Mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Oh, there's no other name like Jesus.
Got some pretty voices. That's Sweetwater Revival off their Whiter Than Snow project, and that is one Andy project. That was His Name Shall Be Called. And they've got some great tunes out there. I just become familiar with that group recently. Galloway and Company in that set as well with their song Bruises off their Before and After project. And they're going back into the studio to do a shorter version of that tune. And it is one fine song. Great group, too, as well, Galloway and Company. Kelly Monroe and Carson Wagner, or with Carson Wagner, kicked that set off with He Will Carry You off of the project Chasing. We got a great tune coming up. Just about every gospel group and solo artist seems to do this song. Even the Collinsworth family have it in their Christmas program. It's Mary Did You Know? We've got coming up a special edition or special version, I probably need to say. Marvin Murrow also in the next set. I really like this tune. I've played it for probably 3 weeks in a row now. It's off the Power Came Down project. And let's see, Ogden Hart, they're a really super group of folks to work with. They've got a self-titled project out, and we've got a tune lined up off of it. There's a couple of gospel cuts on that project. Really good stuff. Here's Mary Droz with Mark Lowry doing Mary Did You Know?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you deliver will soon deliver
did you know that your baby boy will give sight to the blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you have kissed the face of God. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Ooh, Mary, did you know?
I don't need a mansion on the hilltop, just a home in glory land's gonna suit me fine. I don't need a fancy car to drive there, just a set of wings to soar the eastern sky. Some people work so hard for material things, things down here that just don't satisfy. But I'm laying up my treasure in heaven above, and I found peace that money just can't buy. I don't need a mansion on a hilltop, just a home in glory land's gonna suit me fine. I don't need a fancy car to drive there, just a set of wings to soar the eastern sky. Now you may criticize me for the way I sing and shout, but I'm on my way to heaven, and that's what it's all about. There'll be a lot of praising for those who make it through to the pearly gates in the skies of blue. I don't need a mansion on a hilltop, just a home in glory land's gonna suit me fine. I don't need a fancy car to drive there, just a set of wings to soar the eastern sky.
the pendulum swings side to side. Where you gonna run? Where you gonna hide? Living on the line. Only you can tell what's it gonna be. Heaven or hell. Soldier of the cross. Soldier of the cross. You carry the sword of faith. Soldier of the cross. Soldier of the cross. You bring love to those who hate. You bring love to those who hate. You bring love. You bring love. You bring love. You bring love.
That's the Ogden Hart Group I was talking about earlier. Soldier of the Cross is the name of the tune. It's a self-titled project, Ogden Hart. Marvin Morrow in that set as well with I Don't Need a Mansion. That's off of the project The Power Came Down. And Maria Droz with Mark Lowry with a great rendition, Mary Did You Know? That came to us from RBR Family Christmas or RBR Entertainment. That's a family Christmas project we got. Had several tunes on it. Let's see, the Consworth family have been on tour. Man, are they busy right now? I think they're going to be on tour until right before Christmas. So then they're going to go on a week-long cruise. And if you want to check that out, I'm sure you could go to their website and get involved if you'd like. Let's see. We got the Collinsworth family coming up, of course. That's what I had on my mind. And then Jason Crabb's got a brand new Christmas project for this year. It's called Oh Holy Night. We have a song lined up off of it. And Chosen Road's new project. It's really fun. It's called Appalachian Christmas. And we've got a song coming up that they feature Mr. Guy Penrod on the tune with them. Anyway, the Collinsworth family, to go back and talk about it just a bit, is they actually released some recording footage of them doing their latest project. And I've got, I think there's either 7 or 8 of those, maybe 8. And I've got number 2, EP2 or episode 2 lined up. And they do some play-by-play. This one's called Great Is His Faithfulness.
So this song is one of my favorites on this new album. I grew up listening to hymns my whole life. Mom and Dad played hymns for us all the time, and so I have a deep appreciation for them. And so all of us know and love the song Great Is Thy Faithfulness. So this song is kind of a new approach to that same characteristic of God. And so Bradley Knight, our producer, brought this song in when we were arranging, and I fell in love with it. So I'm so excited about this one.
And I always love it when the kids love a song, because that means they're going to execute it well. I call them kids. They're not kids, but they'll always be my kids. But Olivia especially took to this one. And again, it's a modern day hymn, to be honest, a new hymn. And so I think you're going to love this as much as we do. And we cannot wait to get on stage and sing it to you.
If you have felt the dark of night, questioning what is out of sight, He is the answer, He is the light. If you have felt the weight of sin, bound by the shame that hemmed you in, He'll break the chains, He will forgive. Lift your head. Morning is coming. There's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faith.
wife and I have a dear friend named Charity Gale, and she is a worship leader. And she recorded this song a few years ago called Great Is His Faithfulness. And when we were looking for songs for this album, that song just kind of came back to my wife's memory. She brought it up to me, and I mentioned it to the family, and we listened to it, and they just loved it. You know, the lyrics are so powerful. When we think about the faithfulness of God, oftentimes we think about that when we're in the good times. But the line in this song says, in grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. And what a beautiful reminder that is, that even in the valleys, it's not just in the mountains, but even in the valleys, God is always good. God is always faithful. And we just hope that this song is a great blessing to anybody that hears it.
If you felt broken and betrayed, no one to trust, alone, afraid, He'll comfort you. He knows your name. If you wrestled with the ache of loss and why this has been your road to walk, He bore your pain, He wore your cross. Lift your head. Morning is coming, there's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. He is faithful.
He is present, helper, keeper.
Great
Great is His faithfulness, perfect, sovereign.
my fortress. Great
Great is His faithfulness,
Abba. He's my Father. Great is He's my restorer, sustainer. Great is His faithfulness. Wait on Him, rest in Him. Come find your peace again. Trust in Him, hope in Him. Great is His faithfulness. Wait on Him, rest in Him. Come find your peace again. Trust in Him, hope in Him. Great is His faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. Lift your head. Morning is coming, there's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. Morning is coming, there's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. Yes it is, yes it is. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. He's so faithful. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness.
What I love about this song is that it takes you through the whole story of wherever you're at,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden just reminds you of how and just it's almost like busting through the door to say, lift your head, people. This there's more to this story, but the way that you've done it, it's just going to wake people up.
That's a
It's just-
genius lyric.
it's so
That's
good.
and it's so wed to music perfectly.
Yes.
That was fun.
Amazing.
That
Liv.
was
So good. So good.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I met you. I never have to do that.
So happy it's you.
Happy to be in the basement.
If you have felt the dark of night, questioning what is out of sight, He is the answer, He is the light. If you have felt the weight of sin, bound by the shame that's hemmed you in, He'll break the chains, He will forgive. Lift your head. Morning is coming, there's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. If you felt broken and betrayed, no one to trust, alone, afraid, He'll comfort you, He knows your name. If you've wrestled with the ache of loss and why this has been your road to walk, He bore your pain, He bore your cross. Lift your head. Morning is coming, there's more to the story. Don't forget. In grief and in glory, still great is His faithfulness. He is present, helper. Yes, He is.
Keeper,
Great is
His faithfulness, perfect, sovereign,
my fortress.
Great is His faithfulness.
Abba,
Father,
He's my Father.
Comfort,
Great,
great is His faithfulness. Redeemer,
restorer, sustainer. Oh, yeah.
Great is His faithfulness.
Wait on Him, rest in Him. Come find your peace again. Trust in Him, hope in Him. Great is His faithfulness. Wait on Him, rest in Him.
God's perfect plan. God's only Son will call you Daddy, and you'll help him become a man. Redeemer of all of creation, asleep between oxen and lamb. It's a miracle in a manger, nothing more sacred, nothing is stranger. Hope for the world, the promised Savior, a miracle there in a manger. Who could imagine this child would one day be crucified? Someone so precious and holy, born on that first silent night. Mary's arms held all the glory, redemption for all mankind. It's a miracle in a manger, nothing more sacred, nothing is stranger. Hope for the world, the promised Savior, a miracle there in a manger. Prince of all heaven, now Bethlehem's baby, word become flesh and to say, it's a miracle in a manger, nothing more sacred, nothing is stranger. Hope for the world, the promised Savior, a miracle there in a manger. A miracle there in a manger.
Love incarnate, love divine, star and angels gave the sign. Bow to babe on bended knee, the Savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born, he shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light from the grave. Christ the everlasting Lord, He shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, story of amazing love, the light of the world given for us. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world given for us. Noel,
Let me try it again. There we go. Woo! Chosen Road. There we go. Got it working again. The new one's called Appalachian Christmas, and we had the song Noel featuring Guy Penrod. Jason Crabb off of his new Christmas project. It's called Oh Holy Night, and we had the track Miracle in a Manger. Got a beautiful cover on it. Charity Gale, I thought this would be fun. I found Great Is His Faithfulness off of her 2018 release, Lord, You Are My Song. That's a tune that inspired the Consworth family to do Great Is His Faithfulness off of their Just Sing project. And we've got all 8 of those episodes where they actually recorded audio and video of them recording Great Is His Faithfulness. And that came to us episode 2 from that collection. We got the Hoskins family coming up, Jordan Amburn and Adoration, and a song from Aaron Jones, all coming up in the next set. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Appalachian Sunday Morning.
Turn the darkness to light. His words prevail, and they never fail to show us His power and might. Seas roll apart at His bidding. Mountains move as He demands. He can whisper or shout, but without a doubt, the whole world at His command. At the sound of His voice, angels assemble. The sound of His voice makes demons tremble. He speaks when the dark storms are raging. The winds and the waves must obey. Elijah, with a still small voice in the cave. At Lazarus' tomb, he shattered the gloom when he called him out of the grave. Oh, I was desperately seeking a refuge when I heard him calling my name. Since I've made the choice to follow that voice, my life has not been the same. At the sound of his voice, angels assemble. The sound of his voice makes demons tremble. He speaks when the dark storms are raging. The winds and the waves must obey. On a bright cloud of glory, to step out someday. And at the sound of his voice, we'll be called away. He speaks when the dark storms are raging. The winds and the waves must obey. On a bright cloud of glory, to step out someday. And at the sound of his voice, we'll be called away.
All alone, so afraid of the dark. It was there the unknown tore my mind apart. And I longed for somebody to set me free from this trial. That's when his arms wrapped around me and victory was mine. No choir had been singing, no preacher was preaching when his arms wrapped around mine. In the midst of the darkness, that's where his glory descended, and I received this glorious sign. No deacons around me, no church moms to hold me. It was the Father that held me this time. So the next time you're desperately seeking for help, remember my God's been there all the time. You've been struggling alone, so afraid of the dark, holding on to the hope that's kept you this far. But friend, the answer is standing right there by your side. And if you'll just speak his name, he's been there all the time. No choir had been singing, no preacher was preaching when his arms wrapped around mine. In the midst of the darkness, that's where his glory descended, and I received this glorious sign. No deacons around me, no church moms to hold me. It was the Father that held me this time. So the next time you're desperately seeking for help, remember my God's been there all the time. No deacons around me, no church moms to hold me. It was the Father that held me this time. So the next time you're desperately seeking for help, remember my God's been there all the time.
children of Israel stood at the shore. Egypt followed behind in anger. But Moses said, stand, for this enemy, you'll see them no more forever. No more forever. You'll see their face no more. No more forever. We'll cross to the other shore. And death, all sorrow and pain, you'll see them no more forever. No more forever. You'll see their face no more. No more forever. We'll cross to the other shore. What a wonderful day when we finally and start our heavenly tour. Everything that we thought would hold us down, we'll see them again. No more, no more forever. We'll see their face no more, no more forever. We'll cross to the other shore.
Damascus Ridge. The song was To Him. Came off of their project It Doesn't Matter. Aaron Jones in that set as well. He was sandwiched in the middle with No More Forever. That's off his new self-titled project. And Jordan Amburn and Adoration kicked that set off with He's Been There All the Time. That's off of their project The Audience of One. I can't believe we're winding down. Got time maybe for a couple more sets. Let's see, we got Jeff Brown and Still Lonesome coming up. Another one from Marvin Morrow and a special tune from the Irwins. Hopefully we can make it down the list here. Here's Jeff Brown and Still Lonesome with He Performed Miracles.
Born of his father, Jesus came upon this earth. In a manger in Bethlehem, the Virgin Mary gave birth. Born of the Holy Ghost by God's own hand. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords was preached throughout the land. He performed miracles, made the blind man to see. He made the lame to walk. He calmed the raging sea. He performed miracles as he hung between two thieves. The precious Lamb of God there on Calvary. He is the great I am, and he gave his life for you. He performed miracles, made the blind man to see. He made the lame to walk. He calmed the raging sea. He performed miracles as he hung between two thieves. The precious Lamb of God there on Calvary. He performed miracles for you and for me.
Oh, carry me away on snowy white wings to the hilltops of glory where the angels sing. rapture and never grow old. On the hilltops of glory, that city of gold, to the hilltops of glory, I'm going someday. When my heartaches and troubles have all passed away, there I'll see Jesus, who died for me and bought my soul on the cross of Calvary. On the hilltops of glory, I watch and wait the coming of loved ones inside the home gate. Sit down at the table and dine with the King. Start the family reunion that never will end. On the hilltops of glory, I'll shout and sing praises to Jesus, my Lord and King. Safe in His arms, like sheep in the fold, to live in His presence while the ages roll. Oh, carry me away on snowy white wings to the hilltops of glory, where the angels sing, to live in sweet rapture and never grow old. On the hilltops of glory, that city of gold. On the hilltops of glory, that city of gold.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Keith. I'm Cody. I'm Chris.
And I'm Katie.
And we're the Irwins. And we're wishing you a very blessed Christmas and a wonderful New Year to come.
We'll go out with the Irwins today. God bless. Thanks so much for listening to the Appalachian Sunday Morning.
In the first light of a new day, no one knew he had arrived. Things continued as they had been, while a newborn softly cried. But the heavens, wrapped in wonder, knew the meaning of his birth. In the weakness of a baby, they knew God had come to earth. As his mother held him closely, it was hard to understand that this baby, not yet speaking, was the word of God to man. He
would tell them of his kingdom, but their hearts would not believe. They would hate him, and in anger they would nail him to a tree. But the sadness would be broken as the song of life arose, and the firstborn of creation would ascend and take his throne. He had left it to redeem us, but before his life began, he knew he'd come back, not as a baby, but the Lord